Good morning, students. My name is Flavia Dabri, and today I'll be teaching you all one very interesting topic from English literature. But before we begin with the topic, I would like to show you all something very interesting. All right. So, students, tell me what is the name of this particular character that we saw just now?
This character is Princess Jasmine.
Very good. What is the name of this particular character?
This character is Aladdin.
Very good. So, students, Aladdin encountered something very mystical and something very unusual while he was wandering. Let us quickly see what did he explore and what did he see.
One fine day, Aladdin was sent to the Cave of Wonders by a man named Jafar. When Aladdin ended up at that place, he was flabbergasted looking at the mysterious looking cave.
And when he entered that cave, as you saw in the previous slides, there were so many jewels and gemstones. But when he entered there, he found something very beautiful, glimmering and glittering in the cave of wonders. And do you all know what that was? It was a magic lamp. This lamp was magical. Why? Because when Aladdin rubbed it, something giant and huge and magical came out of it. Now, students, tell me what is the name of this particular blue color looking character?
This character is Genie.
Correct. Now, tell me from which collection of stories do you have all of these characters?
These characters are from the collection of Arabian Nights.
Very good. So, students, in our today's class, let us read another story taken from the Arabian Night titled The Story of Ali Cogia. Now, I shall be narrating this story to you all, but you have to pay very careful attention to my narration because I will be asking your questions based upon the narration. Long, long ago in the city of Baghdad, there lived an olive merchant named Ali Cogia. Ali was a Muslim. However, like every Muslim, Ali too resolved to make a pilgrimage to Makkah, which is the sacred place of Muslims. Ali had enough gold coins and knew it was risky to carry the gold along with him, especially on such a long journey. Therefore, Ali sought out a plan. He took an olive jar, placed the gold coins at the bottom of the jar, and then top filled the jar with olives to keep his gold coins secured. He then went to one of his merchant friends and asked him if he could get a place in his house to secure the jar until and unless he returned from Mecca. The merchant agreed and lent his storeroom to Ali Cogia. And after securing his jar in the merchant's house, Ali set out on his journey to Mecca. One fine day, merchant's wife craved olives. This reminded the merchant of the olives kept by Ali Cogia in his storeroom. It had been 7 long years, and Ali still didn't return from Baghdad. The merchant's wife obliged and told the merchant to not touch the olives in the storeroom. But the merchant paid no heed to his wife's command. The merchant went to the storeroom and opened the jar. As the olives on the top half had turned bad, he tilted the olive jar to extract a good piece of olive. But to his utter surprise, you know what did the merchant see after he poured the jar to seek out the olives? The entire night, the merchant couldn't sleep, as when he had poured the jar in order to extract some good olives, these gold coins came out of it. And the merchant was surprised. He became restless. The entire night he couldn't sleep, as the thought of gold coins had made the merchant very, very restless. However, the lust and greed for gold had overpowered him so much that he stole the gold coins from the olive jar and refilled the jar with fresh olives. All right, students. Now that you heard the narration of this story, come on, tell me, who was Ali Cogia?
Ali Cogia was an olive merchant from Baghdad.
Very good. What was the desire of Ali Cogia?
Ali Cogia desired to go to Mecca for the pilgrimage.
Correct. Tell me a word which means the journey of a person to a sacred place.
The word is pilgrimage.
Absolutely correct. Tell me, how did Ali Cogia plan to secure his gold coins?
Ali Cogia secured his gold coins by putting them in a huge jar and covering them with olives on the top.
Very good. And why did Ali Cogia plan to secure his gold coins?
He planned to secure his gold coins because he couldn't carry them with him to the journey because he was scared that it could have got robbed.
Correct. And he was scared, right, that this gold would get robbed. That's why he secured it in a jar. Now tell me, where did Ali Cogia keep his jar? In the merchant's house?
He kept the jar in the storeroom
Correct. And why did Ali Cogia keep his jar in the merchant's house and not elsewhere?
because the merchant was his friend and he trusted him.
Correct. Ali Cogia trusted the merchant. That's why he kept his jar in the merchant's house. So, from this, what do we understand? That means the way Ali Cogia secured his gold coins. This tells us Ali Cogia's strategic thinking, emphasizing his awareness of the dangers associated with carrying valuable things during a pilgrimage. The use of an olive jar as a concealment method reveals Ali's creativity and caution. The decision to approach a friend for storage underlines the importance of trust. In Ali's relationship, the narrative introduces a potential tension point, as the security of Ali's wealth now depends upon his friend's reliability. Of course, Ali, as a friend, he trusted upon his merchant friends. He did not even think twice that whether the gold would be secure in his house or not. Nothing like that. He completely 100% trusted in his friends, right? So, this sets the stage for potential conflict or challenges in the unfolding story, adding depth to the narrative structure. Challenges, why? Because now the merchant was greedy looking at the gold coins. All right, now tell me, what did the merchant's wife feel like eating?
The merchant's wife felt like eating olives.
Very correct. And what was the merchant's reply to his wife?
The merchant didn't pay attention to her and he ignored her.
Very good. And what does this tell us about the merchant's personality?
It tell us that merchant was arrogant, full of himself, and not respectful to his wife.
Correct. Absolutely correct. And what did the merchant's wife reply when her husband, that is the merchant, thought of opening the jar?
She tried to stop the merchant and she was reluctant about the decision of merchant.
Absolutely correct. And why did the merchant's wife not support the merchant's opinion?
Because according to her it was illegal, and she thought like this was breaking his friend's trust.
Correct. And what does this tell us about her personality?
She was a person who didn't believe in disloyal act.
Correct. So students, you all have answered it so correctly. That means you were paying attention to my narration, correct? This paragraph views a narrative of trust. This paragraph tells us views a narrative of trust, time, and temptation. That means three things at a time: trust, time, and temptation. Trust is a positive quality, temptation is a negative quality. So, how both these qualities are, beautifully woved into this particular paragraph. See, Ali's act of entrusting his wealth symbolizes reliance on friendship and the need for secure foundations. The 7 year gap introduces a prolonged absence, raising question about Ali's fate. Merchant's wife craving for olives becomes a metaphor for desire and the passage of time, evoking the inevitability of revisiting the past. The merchant's decision to open the storeroom, despite his wife's warning, introduces a moral dilemma as well as stubbornness, dominance, and disrespect in the relationship, thus exploring themes of trust, loyalty, and the consequences of yielding to temptation. This sets the stage for a deeper exploration of human behavior, consequences, and the impact of choices in the unfolding story. So, from this, no, just the beginning, the story is a long story, but we have just looked at the half part of it. But so much, message the story caters to us, that there is one friend who completely believes in the other person, but there is this other friend who wants to take advantage of his friendship. So how bad it is and how mean it is of that friend, right? So it tells us that there are people in world who exist. There are people like Ali Kogia, there are people like merchant, and there are people like the merchant's wife. So it is up to us whom we want to be like, who we want to imitate. All right. So now that you all correctly answered to my narration, let's quickly evaluate how much you all have understood from this story. Now, I want you all to tell me, if you were Ali Kogia, how would you secure your gold coins?
If I was Ali Kogia, I would have kept it in a bank or more formal place where there is more security.
All right. Good try. So tell me the characteristics of Ali Kogia. What characteristics have you learned, or what characteristics you think are the qualities of Ali Kogia?
Ali Kogia was a smart person. He trusted and believed in his friend. He kept good friendship with his friends.
Correct. What about the merchant?
The merchant, on the other hand, was a disloyal person. He took advantage of his friendship. He was a
Correct.
greedy person as well.
Very good. And what about the merchant's wife?
Merchant's wife believed in lawful things and didn't support in disloyal act.
Correct. And why didn't Ali Kogia carry the gold along with him on his journey?
Because it was not safe, and he thought his friend is more trustful person to keep the gold with, so he didn't carry it with him.
All right, very good. So, in our today's class, we dealt with the half part of the story. In the next class, we shall read what happens next in this story. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you.